Hello everybody and welcome to another video. In this episode it's all about the live drive we did going down to Deal the other day. All the good bits, or should I say bad bits of driving that you probably didn't see because of the quality of the video. The technical problems that we were having was just outrageous on the day, and as we're coming into Dover here, just to let you know where we are, the amount of support and everything from you guys made it worthwhile in the end, because I don't know how you were staying with it, because we broke down so many times with the technical side of things, not the car, the phone overheating and the bad signal, and everything just seemed to go pear-shaped. But you guys stayed with it virtually the whole journey there and the whole journey back. Yes, the White Cliffs of Dover, as you can see here. Now, we were very, very grateful for you to stick around and just stay with it, basically, you know. And we got some donations as well to go to our lunch and stuff like that, which was absolutely brilliant. Thanks very much for that. So if you're not too familiar with the live drive, all it is we put a mobile phone on the dashboard and we live stream straight to YouTube with no editing or anything like that. And we generally just have a chit chat all the way down with some questions and just general chit chat about driving. For safety concerns, the mobile phone that's on the dashboard is off, so I cannot see it. The screen, we turn the screen off so it's no distraction for me driving, and Sarah is reading everything from her own phone. And some of you would have probably realized that sometimes I go a little bit quiet and have to have the question or whatever you were talking about repeated by Sarah, and that is because I'm actually concentrating on the road and not listening to Sarah at all. I do that quite a lot, to be honest, even without being behind the steering wheel. Anyway, I was actually concentrating, and that's why you sometimes hear me not say a lot, because I'm on roads that I've never driven on before, and I do need to pay attention to the road rather than what Sarah is talking about. So you're going to see some clips that maybe you didn't see properly because of lack of signal and all of that. The first clip you're going to see is something before we actually got to the place where I was going to start the live drive from. I had an incident before that, so you wouldn't have seen that anyway. I'm already having a bit of a divvy moment because you wouldn't have seen it anyway because it was behind us. It was from the rear camera. So obviously anything on the day you wouldn't have seen from the rear camera because we've only got a phone going to the front. Another stupid question. I'm going to start off with this. A stupid question from me. I actually asked myself a question on the way home as to why the sat-nav took us this way rather than the way we came in. I can't believe that I didn't get my own question right, or I didn't even answer my own question, because what a div. It might have had something to do with the sat-nav doing its job properly and avoiding this. Yeah, just a little bit of traffic that we hit on the M25. Now, we were coming back and we were going to hit that at pretty much rush hour traffic, so it was obviously doing its job properly, but I'm too stupid to actually understand that. So I've waffled on enough now. Let's get on and show you the clips. The clips will be in order that they happened throughout the day, so let's crack on. So we start here. I'm driving to Lidl, where we were going to start and finish the stream from. It didn't quite work out that way, as you know. So we're driving down here. Now, I know that there's roadworks just round this bend as the road goes round in a bend. And if there's cars and vehicles coming towards us, I know that they've got a green light up there and we haven't. Obviously, I can't get past that bus, as you can see. And the other cars, I might as well just let them go because I'm going to be driving to a red light. Wait for them all to finish, and then I will go and drive to a green light. It's all about traffic flow and common sense, but unfortunately not everyone is blessed with a bit of common sense like this idiot behind me now. Now you need to look at him and the gaps he leaves between vehicles coming the opposite way. He's waving his arms all over the place. He's got the raving ump because I'm waiting there. You just wait, mate, yeah? You just wait. There's going to be... You absolute arsehole, mate. Rush to get to the red light, mate, idiot. And I'll show you it from the front camera in a second, and you can see the gaps that he's leaving with other cars coming towards him, that this guy really is a fruit and nut. He really is. He's way out there. And well, obviously you can see that his braking distance is way too close. I have got vehicles in front of me, and when we go to the front camera, I will show you all of that. As you can see, we've just gone through the roadworks and he's just getting closer and closer. And as you know, anyone that does that to me, I just get even slower and slower. They just don't seem to register. Don't register in these people's heads. Look at the gap here. Look, where he won't wait for anyone. Look at that. Yeah, he just will not wait. Even though the bus has got priority there, he's pulled straight out. Yeah, not blessed with a brain, that one. And we're going to go to the front camera now. And just to show you that when we come round this bend, it was a red light because there's still queuing there. So he's in a rush to get to a red light. I know it's green now, but it wasn't, you know. And I've got all that in front of me, and you saw how close he was behind me. Yeah, so this was the first clip of the day before I'd even gone live or tried to go live. I had a numpty behind me, so it didn't take long. It never does. It never does take long before I run into a numpty. Absolute numpty behind me. Absolute numpty. Well, he'll be on the channel. And he is on the channel as promised. Now, a lot of the times through these clips, you'll hear Sarah be talking, asking questions and reading out comments. That is all about the live drive. So just in case you were wondering what that was. Now, this is another reason why you should have a dash cam. This VW to our right hand side here. We're coming into a yellow box junction. We're all turning right, but he decides to change lanes. Now remember, you can go into a yellow box junction to turn right, but your exit still has to be clear. And it is at the moment. And then he comes across and he takes a car's length out of our lane. So anyone behind me, I've cleared it by the way, anyone behind me will or should be getting a ticket. It probably doesn't matter because it's a policeman that does it. But the vehicle behind him isn't, and they do it as well. Now, that vehicle's probably a council worker by the looks of it, and they would probably get away with it as well. Yeah, they shouldn't be doing that. Your exit's got to be clear. It only took one vehicle away, that car doing that, the VW, which is the police vehicle, that can probably say, my exit would have been clear if that numpty didn't change lanes. But to do that, you need a dash cam, so it's getting more and more important that you have to have a dash cam nowadays for things like that. The private hire driver, one of Sadiq Khan's License to Kill assassins, to my left hand side there, all would have also got a ticket, possibly, because they haven't been able to clear it. Now in this next clip we do have comment of the day from Simon, and Sarah does try to have a little sing, I think.
Simon Mitchner said, but Sarah, there's an annoying background noise. Try opening the driver's door and pushing hard.
Who was that?
Simon Mitchner.
Oh, we've had a little bit of a crash here.
Someone's had a bad morning. Someone's had a worse morning than you, Tom.
Yeah.
How about that?
And someone was actually bibbing the person because they weren't going round them. Right. Now in this next clip I do have to turn Sarah off. I wish I could do that in real life. Anyway, this was the near miss. As you can see, there is one lane. There is only one lane down here. It does go into two lanes a little bit further up. There's a little bike lane to the left hand side, and it is just one lane here. After the keep clear, there is two lanes, but here there is only one lane. And as you can see, I am quite central here. So as we go to the rear camera, people that were watching it will know what's coming up. The speed of this idiot.
Back to school the day after Easter Monday.
Whoa! You absolute bellend. Could you not see that we're waiting? There is only one lane here as well.
Oh, but it's got a baby on board sticker, Tone.
Yeah, he's driving. There's one lane here. It's only two lanes there. And you can see from its positioning, it's over the line. It was over the line going round everyone to get there to almost crash. And the speed, absolutely ridiculous. What an absolute bell end. It was a she. Yeah, she's stuck there now. She looks like she can't drive.
She's probably terrified.
Well, bloody slow down then and look at the road. One lane, why are you overtaking? I'll just show you that again with Sarah talking this time, and not go to the rear camera, just show you it as it happened in real time.
Half weeks off, but a week before and a week after Easter. But where we live this year, the kids all break up 2 weeks before Easter and go back to school the day after Easter Monday.
Whoa! You absolute bellend. Could you not see that we're waiting? There is only one lane here as well.
Oh, but it's got a baby on board sticker, Tone.
Yeah, he's driving. There's one lane here. It's only 2 lanes there. And has anyone got any ideas why it can't move now? Why it's stuck there? Other than maybe being scared and, you know, made it jump and still in shock or whatever. I don't understand why it stayed there. Now in this clip we're coming off the good old M25 and going on to the A2, and I called this one live. I knew that what was going to happen here. These 2 lanes, my lane and the lane to our left as we're looking at it, go round to the A2 or the M2. The lane to our right doesn't, and obviously the A2 is busier than the lane to our right hand side as we're looking at it, but there will always be queue jumpers, and I saw this coming a mile off. The make of the car probably helped me out, and the way the girl looked in the car as well probably helped me out as well, as to knowing that she was going to cut across. I did think that she was going to cut across in front of me. She doesn't. She cuts across in front of the Merc behind me.
To Bristol up the M5, but it doesn't seem to be a thing now. That's what it was called, wasn't it? Pass Plus.
Was that what it was called?
Yeah.
Before my time, that one. Or after my time, I should say.
Yeah, right.
I've got a funny feeling this car next to me is going to cut right across me. This car to my left.
Alan Howard said, yes, Sarah, the illuminations still happen in Blackpool from August or September to November or December. Batters56 said, also, I'm in Deal and it's wonderful when you get here. Lovely.
She did it behind me though. She did cut across.
Michelle 7. Oh, 3 of you. 3 of you. All the same year. Susie Forster said 76 watching, 39 likes. Hit the thumbs up button, folks. Thank you, Susie. Alan Howard said, what month were you born, Tony? I was born in September.
June. So I got the 666 and a 7 at the end. 6667. Does that make me a lucky devil?
Vinnie M said the year that Radio 1 started. And Jilly Jill said laugh out loud. And Vinnie M said August. So you're older than Vinnie and Alan, Tony. Ibby said, at car shows I see cars with semaphore indicators that pop out behind the front door. Imagine switching from right to left indicator then turning right at roundabouts. Susie Foster said, all the good looking people were born in June.
Idiot behind me just went straight across all these chevrons and the solid lines and everything to get behind me. It'd be on the normal dash cam videos.
What are these stripy yellow ones about then, love?
Just to wake you up.
Okay.
Now in this clip we're looking at the bully boy van driver in front. Should never be pulling out, not in that gap.
Guess how I got my name? True. Oh wow. Ibby said, oh, you may not have time today if you're looking at Deal. So I think this is the Haugen side of
Yeah.
Folkestone.
We normally come off at junction 13
Yeah. Is that back there, wasn't it?
when we go to Folkestone.
Then, yeah. Oh my gosh. Why slow down to go in front of us?
Why pull out in front of us? Well, there's numpty number 1. And he coming off here as well, and yet he pulls round in front of that car in front of me, and he's going off the next junction.
Andrew Crawshaw, Coventry Goth Girl, said, "Well, Craig, that is a fascinating fact." That's about the Jasper and Jinx.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that. Rachel Fleming said, "Is that the Lidl with the ninjas?"
No, it's a different one. That one was Rose Hill with the ninjas.
And Alan said, "Boo-hoo, I want more. No, honestly, I've loved this." Thank you, Alan. Jilly Jill said, "Are you matching with my TV?" And Coventry Goth Girl said, "So have I, Auntie Trevor." And Lisa Sargent has said, "Watch that bike. That bike has not got a crash helmet on his head, and he's not holding on. And he looks like
sunning
David
himself.
Blaine."
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing there.
He's got achy hands.
He's indicating both ways.
Rachel Fleming said, "Will the bike
Nope.
rider go through a red?" Oh,
He's going to go on the wrong side of the road. Yeah, so technically he has gone for a red there. Really?
Kaylee Eaton said, "Can we have a shower of appreciation of Sherry Lewis and lamb chop?" Yes, definitely. Good call, Kaylee.
Well,
So we finished the live drive in Lidl, so you wouldn't have seen this clip anyway as well. And I'm just leaving Lidl. I've got my vodka. The old girl bought me a bottle of vodka, so she ain't that bad after all, is she? It doesn't take us long to get another
That
numpty.
was better. 3 months of silly money, struggling, rather than having the 20 odd quid.
Every month. Yeah.
You want to slow? Do you want to look at the road, mate? He's looking down at his phone. 20 odd quid.
Every month. Yeah.
You want to slow? Do you want to look at the road, mate? He's looking down at his phone.
I'm going to show you that clip again, because what is really annoying about this clip is that's an underground car park. He's just left his flat, he's got in his car and he's on the phone before he's even left the car park. You can just see his head down. He's not looking where he's going at all, and you can just see him look up now and towards me. You've just got in your car, mate, and your phone is more important than anyone else's safety. Absolute bellend. Again, absolute bellend. What is wrong with these people? Your car as well can do hands-free and all that sort of stuff, or are you just looking at things that you should not be looking at when you're driving? These people just drive me absolutely mad. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. And thanks everyone who tuned in to the live drive. I might be changing things up a little bit on the live drive, just so we don't have all that technical issues. Stay tuned and watch out for the next one on that. So thanks a lot, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.